or before one, which is always better to calm the nerves. But I'm just going to do a few things about wines. I've been in the industry for 20 years, in the service industry. I've worked at some of the finest establishments in the world, plus worked on a cruise ship for 3 years. During that 3 years, I was a head wine steward and a head bartender, did a lot of training with staff. I can't go into everything that wine has, but I'm just going to give you a quick overview on a little bit of history, some differences between a few wines, and then also when you get presented wine, how to react with the bottle. You know, the swirling of the glass, the cork. Do you smell it? Do you not smell it? You know, everybody goes through that. And why? I'm going to give you some information on that. Wine has been around forever. It started in the Old World. Old World is Europe, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean area. That's Old World. That's been around since 7000 BC. So they've been drinking for a long time. And that's pretty good. That's where it all started. That's where all wines, they start fermenting grapes. And Old World wines get the name of their wines through the country they're made in. So like France, you got Chablis. A lot of people think Chablis is just a white wine. It's actually Chablis, France. That is the actual wine. It's the town, not the grape. New World, which is America, Argentina, Mexico. This is New World wines. Named theirs by the grape, which is Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Zinfandel, are named by the grapes, which those New World grapes actually came from the Old World at one time, and then transported over to the U.S. in 1503 by the Spaniards. Then, what's interesting about that is they had a fungi in the Old World that the New World grapes that were sent over by the Old World got sent back to the Old World because we had a strain that could fight against the fungi. So that's a little bit of history. And European wines are, you know, they're a little lighter base, a little sweeter, a little fruit. The New World wines, especially in the U.S., are very full-bodied, brilliant in flavor and color and smell. And that's kind of just a little bit of history about the wines. And when you get into the grape flavors, Pinot Noir only grows in a few places. A lot of Bordeaux are actually Pinot Noirs. They're actually, because it's out of Bordeaux, France. It's like Champagne. Champagne and sparkling wine are the same thing. The only difference is it's made in Champagne, France. A Syrah and a Shiraz is the same grape. Just because it's made in Australia, it's named something different. Fumé Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc, same grape. Robert Mondavi actually came out with Fumé Blanc as a marketing gimmick. But it's the same grape. So never be fooled about what grapes are different and which one's better. It's really what region it comes from. California, Europe, New Zealand, that's really where it counts. And that's just a little bit of the history. A lot of people get confused with also rosés when they go from a rosé and a white zin. White zin is very sweet. It's a sweet wine. I don't really care for it. Some people do. We serve a lot of it. A rosé is a very dry wine. But since it's both pink, everybody thinks it's the same thing. So not all wines are the same just because they look the same color. And red wine gets theirs from the color red from the skin that they soak in. They leave the skins in there because you can actually make it white if you take the skins out. Next is the service about the wines. Okay, you order a bottle of wine. Depends what you order. You know, white with fish, red with steak. You can actually mix them up if you know the body of the wine. If it's a heavy body, you can use heavy food. If it's a light body, you want light food. That's pretty much the breakdown on that. When they deliver the wine, they're going to show you the label, the year, and everything. You want to check it out, make sure it's exactly what you ordered. Then they're going to open the bottle of wine after you approve it and hand you the cork. Well, the cork is important, not for the smell. No matter what anybody says, it's not for the smell. It's to fill it to see if there's too much moisture. If it's too much moisture, it's gotten too much oxidation, which means the wine could have spoiled. If it's too dry, it didn't get enough oxygenation, so it actually might be too young to drink in some incidents. So it needs to age more, or there's something wrong with the corkage. So after you do that, you taste it, you swirl, you say, okay, you put the wine in, you swirl it around, and you look at the legs. Once you get to the legs, that shows alcohol and sugar content in the body of the wine. And that's the stuff that drips up. Then you taste it, approve it, and you have it poured for the whole crowd. Now, that's just a little bit about wines, as I could go on forever about them, but that's just a few things. Well, I'll tell you one thing about wine. It's always nice to enjoy, always nice to drink. Just be safe and don't drink and drive.